back to Total Disclosure. My name's Ty and I'm the host of the program. Today, I put together a video about the close encounters of the drone kind. Now, this is about all the drone sightings that have been seen over military installations all the way from the UK, now here in the United States over infrastructure and rural areas. And I don't want people to forget that there is a much larger topic at play than just drones being seen over certain areas and restricted airspace. There is a much larger story, and it is being often overlooked. So I just want to remind everybody of what's really at stake here and why the drone thing can actually help us to get our point across to members of Congress and to the White House and to other people that have vested interest in national security. So I put this video together. Thank you so much. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. It truly helps us garner that wider audience so we can keep delivering the best content for you, the viewer. Also, if you want to help support the channel a little bit further, you can become a member on YouTube or Patreon for less than the price of that Big Mac or Whopper per month. You can get ad-free content, bonus clips and segments, other stuff that doesn't get released to the public behind the scenes. And as we grow in members, then we'll start doing some members only live streams and members only content. So with that being said, we want to thank our current members. You guys are amazing. And to everyone else, keep sharing, liking, and engaging with the videos. Again, that's the way the channel grows and gets bigger. And it's free, so it doesn't cost you a penny. So let's get into the video. Close encounters of the drone kind. In recent weeks, a startling series of events has gripped the attention of experts, officials, and everyday Americans alike. From the suburbs of New Jersey to highly restricted military installations in the UK and US, the skies have been buzzing with activity. Swarms of unidentified drones and unexplained aerial phenomena, or UAPs, are sweeping across the nation, leaving behind more questions than answers. Sensitive sites, including critical defense facilities, have seen unauthorized drone incursions. These swarms exhibit advanced capabilities, flying in an organized pattern and operating on frequencies not typical for commercially available devices. Now, security officials are increasingly alarmed at these incidents. It highlights a potential pattern and or threat, ranging from espionage to testing advanced surveillance or attack systems. But in New Jersey, the situation becomes a little bit stranger. Reports of unusual lights and drone-like craft over residential areas and critical infrastructure have surged.
Residents in Morris County have been recording the large drones which appear in the sky at night. They say it started in mid-November. So joining me now is Mayor Sam Morris, and Mine Hill Township is experiencing some of this activity. Mayor, thank you, first of all, for your time. You've seen these drones. Before we talk about the theories on the source of them, kind of just describe what you've experienced.
Been hearing about them, but last Tuesday night, a resident in town, one of my neighbors on my block, said that there were 8 overhead over our elementary school and municipal complex, which are, on the same block. So I got in my car and I rode around here, and by the time I got around here, which is only about a half-mile ride, the drones had all moved east over the town of Dover, New Jersey, kind of in between us. There's a large county park, and they were everywhere. I have a video of, it was 4 with a kind of a stationary drone. What it appeared to us was there was 1 drone that was just stationary and 4 were going back and forth in a scanning pattern. I'm a little older, so I would, look like Pong from back in the day, right? Back, forth, forth, and they went over the town of Dover. I went down into Dover to see a better look, get some more pictures, and they moved east again. And that was my own personal observation. I have residents reporting, last night some residents reported that there were, over various times of the evening, they were watching, and there were 12 over our lake. And they can't get pictures because they come out really grainy, and they're just like little dots on cell phones. I'm hoping some folks with some really good equipment can get out there. I know there's a fellow in town who has infrared night equipment who's going out tonight looking. He's going to try to see if he can get. But it's very disconcerting.
What do you think is going on, Mayor? What do you think this is?
Well, to be intentionally a little inflammatory, the state of New Jersey's been invaded by drones. The question and the problem and the nervousness is by who? All the way up into Sussex County, the length of the state, they're reporting that there are drones everywhere. But the activity of the drones, the methodical scanning back and forth, it gives a lot of people pause because they're not really sure what that's about. There are people that are geo tracking or something. I forget what the word is, scanning, almost like a Google Earth, but a night thing, where it's all crazy speculation in the fact that no one's provided answers.
Right. So we know that it's prompted some FBI investigations, or at least word of them. What do you think happens next, Mayor?
What I hope happens next is, this is how I see it, and I'm not speaking for any of the other mayors that have been on the letters that have been presented. I'm just going to speak for myself. Either or, they either need to tell us or trusted people around us, like county sheriffs, who can reassure us that they know what it is and they are comfortable with what it is, and that we all know there are things that the government can't tell us for security reasons. Or they need to go find out. They need to, one of the phrases I've been using is, they need to follow a drone home.
Witnesses describe objects moving in ways inconsistent with any known drone or aircraft technology. Could these be connected to recent advancements in drone warfare, or is it something else at play? The FBI is investigating, but answers remain elusive. Military experts and UFO researchers are sounding the alarm. These incursions come at a time of heightened geopolitical tensions and rapid technological advancements. In an era where drones are being weaponized for reconnaissance and attacks, the possibility, even the slightest, that these incidents are a precursor to a more serious threat cannot be ignored just yet. It's not just drones that have people talking.
Jen.
General Ryder, there have been a number of incidents in England with drones targeting U.S. bases, kind of swarming U.S. bases, challenging security. Do you believe they have hostile intent? Do you believe they were sent by a foreign adversary? What is happening what can you tell us about these drones?
What I would tell you, Jennifer, is that they are being actively monitored. Installation leaders have determined so far that none of these incursions impact the base residents, the facilities, or the assets that we have on those bases. We're, of course, continuing to work with host nation authorities and our mission partners to ensure the safety of our personnel, our facilities, and the equipment. The bottom line is it's something that we're going to take seriously. We're continuing to look into it, but as of right now has not had any significant mission impact.
Unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAP, and is what many still refer to as UFOs, are increasingly reported alongside these drone swarms. Their origins, motives, and even basic nature remain a mystery. Are they an unacknowledged leap in human technology, a natural atmospheric anomaly, or something far more extraordinary? As sightings continue to pour in across the country, one thing is clear: the skies above us are not as quiet as they once seemed. Whether it's an enemy testing our defenses or an enigma that challenges our understanding of reality, we're at the brink of discovering or uncovering something profound. Adding to this intrigue, Congresswoman Nancy Mace recently hosted a closed-door briefing that was set up by myself in advance of the November 2024 UAP hearing. I decided to take the knee and get the highly credible, well-known Captain Robert Salas, a retired U.S. Air Force officer and U.S. UAP disclosure advocate, in front of a sitting member of Congress, who had the same day chaired a hearing on UAP in the House Oversight Committee. We have released that closed-door testimony. Salas brought a shocking story back to light, one that was 50 years in the making. It was a normal night in March of 1967 at Malmstrom Air Force Base in Montana, until a frantic call came down to the launch control room from the topside guard. A UAP was over the gates of the base, moving towards the nuclear missile silos. Robert Salas took those calls. It then disabled 10 nuclear missiles simultaneously. The weapons went into a no-go mode, meaning they couldn't be launched. Minutes later, the missiles did come back online, only after the UAP had taken off. This is a very basic retelling of the story, but you get the gist. More on that to come. The broader implication is that this was not an isolated incident. Similar events have been documented at other facilities, not just in the US, but worldwide. In a frightening twist, a similar well-known case took place in the former Soviet Union. Only at this secure military facility, the missiles were turned on. And for a minute or two, the Soviet missile controllers thought they were about to witness the trigger to the end of the world. It was, again, the Cold War. The missiles didn't ever launch, thank God, and were turned back off, but it raises a serious question. This case was brought to light after the fall of the Soviet Union by journalist George Knapp. But back to Robert Salas. Speaking candidly, he emphasized the extraordinary implications of not only his event, but of several others. That these objects seem to demonstrate not just advanced technology, but a concerning ability to interfere with critical systems and infrastructure. The question then becomes, what is the message that they are trying to send? Salas's testimony has reignited calls for transparency, but for secrecy, that continues to shroud these phenomena. Representatives Mace, Burchett, Luna, Burleson, all the way up to the former and future president, Donald Trump, as well as other lawmakers, have been very vocal about the need for more oversight, period. They argue that the veil of overclassification surrounding the UAP issue and investigations undermines public trust and leaves Congress and potentially the White House in the dark about a potential huge national security threat. At a public level, frustration is growing. In recent hearings, lawmakers passed for answers on covert UAP research programs. Despite this pressure, officials have shared little concrete information citing national security concerns. Yet, insiders like Salas argue that the stakes are just too high for the silence. If UAPs can neutralize our most advanced weaponry, what else are they capable of? And then there's the broader question, what are these objects? What do they represent to humanity if they are truly UFOs? Some do believe that they're foreign drones, but others suspect they represent a breakthrough human technology hidden from the public view. However, increasingly, experts are pointing to something even more extraordinary: technology that is not of this earth. This wave of activity, coupled with decades of similar reports, challenges us and makes us reconsider our understanding of security, of science, and even our place in the universe. Are we ready to face the truth, whatever it may be? Stay tuned as this story develops and check out our most recent podcast episode. Make sure to like, this video, subscribe and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads of podcasts, clips, and other segments. Make sure to share on social media with your friends, family, the Craze. All we ask is just not the NSA. If you listen to the show on one of this major podcast platforms like Spotify or Apple Podcasts, leave a written review with your thoughts on the show. And then give a star rating on what you think the show deserves. 5 stars tremendously helps us. And all of these things help tremendously. Plus, it's free. If you'd like to help support the show further, become a member on either YouTube or Patreon and join the community. Get access to things like early podcast, clips, segments, and a yearly gift after 12 months consecutive membership. But keep your eyes to the sky because you never know what might fly by. This has been Close Encounters of the Drone Kind.